I'm the world rapper man, Ajaro David Obaro, the only man in the world that runs marathon with a rapper.
Okay, sir. So what can you tell us about today's events?
It's been a long day. Been here since 10 to 11. Very interesting to meet people you read about on newspapers or you hear about them. And it's a pleasure meeting Dr. Mohammed today. And also meeting a friend, Elua Professor, reading from his new book, Route 234. It's worthwhile. If I had missed today, I would have regretted coming today.
Okay, sir. So what's your advice for the organizers and to the general populace about reading?
Well, my advice is that the organizers should not give up, because it's discouraging when you're doing things like this and you're not getting support. I think you need more support. If this were to be a musical festival, you'd have seen the whole place jam-packed. So if we're talking about the culture of reading, you must encourage people. And I think parents should encourage their children more. Like I said, John Maxwell said his father used to pay him to read for him. And unknowingly the father was praying for what he's doing today. Today is a word speak and will motivate people with his word. So we should encourage our children. And reading should be, I mean, the internet is, even if I say hard copy reading is going out of fashion. And there's nothing like feeling the slaves of the paper, you know, the book you're reading. So we should encourage our children, we should take them on tour. I thank God I saw a lot of children here today, and I even had some word with some of them. So we should encourage them to read, it's very interesting.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, my name is Ikwo Dianamasi. I'm a writer, performance poet. So today I took a workshop, a poetry workshop with the children at the Grain Festival. The workshop was very interesting. We're talking about the topic of loss. So I had a small session with the children. We talked about what poetry is and how poetry can be used to express emotions and feelings, particularly as it relates to loss. And we chose loss because we are doing this Grain Festival in honor of one of the founding members of KIDS, the late Mrs. Nike Adeshiru JK. Okay, she was a poet, a fantastic poet. So I mean, the session with the children was lovely. You'll be amazed at the things that children know, no matter the age they are, you know, and how they're able to connect with topics, connect with things going on around them. So even a child who hasn't lost someone close to them before is able to appreciate what it is some other person has felt, you know, and is able to connect it with, say, what a lion would feel if their child dies, for instance, you know. And sometimes you listen to the children give you verses, and it's very inspiring. So it was a very beautiful session for me too.
So what's your advice for the organizers?
For the organizers, of LABAF generally, well, LABAF has always had a session for children, and you know, I like that, I respect that. I just wish that maybe a little more room would be created for more events for children. If, for instance, the children could go from workshop to workshop and then have more time to produce things from these workshops, maybe there could be more mentorship from that point onwards, you know. So if the children could have a little more time so that the sessions could extend beyond what they are right now. But even as they are, they're still good, because a lot of children come from different schools.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's fucked up our minds, the devaluing our kinds. For how can you not be God when you're devaluing man? Cooking out soft in political cauldrons, and like sightseeing, one step after another, people strolling without their heads, thinking they're finding all front to being a man before they get done. But life is not shopping, brother. There are two prisons in it. One, you are shut behind bars, living all you need on the outside too. You're shot outside the class, living all you need in the show glass, and while the silent hours are still on, what you've had under the covers may be real. We found marijuana in a prophet's pouch, the wife, the peddler in the village square, and the son smokes with this gang of thugs, yet we say we want no evil in our midst. Behind our backs our shadows loud. Now it's calm, like the silent signs of music string beats, waiting for the next pieces of busting shells, crunching of bayonet, plunge into human flesh, and everybody picks the voice from the bird's mouth and start to tweet. Tweeting poison whose bottle is big enough to host a beast, whose hands stretch to the ends of the wings, splattering black flesh against trees with weapons, imams and pastors on altars are blessed. Put your hands on that piece of flesh. It is hot and quivery. Just now it was part of a man. This blood is still steaming. It was driven by human heart. Now it's loud. Next hit sold out. Snake's egg stretching out. Climbing the weekly music top chart. Loud enough to make the president dance. The president start the dance. The dance on the grave of growing sorrows. I am not a spoil of colonization battle won. I have not forgotten my calls with the keyboard as I strike my own bombs. Holding on to what is golden, now speaking my own tongues. I am the backbone of night, quaking the quakers aside. Cause you see, by nature I get afraid. But nature has yet given me the privilege to act or not to act out of fear. So paint the picture of hell that I've read in Venus, in maggot reading brains, painted to the ragged trousers to philanthropists and to those in the jungles the airlights are baked. Painted in illusions, painted in fast, painted as meaningless as green word, green cause right here. Unwrapped here, still trace the chick to the sink, to shrink in the sharpness of the sign with the best of our kisses be the ones we've never heard. So paint the picture of heaven that I have seen in your living room, as white as snow, painted in gold that line the rim of your pole, cause it is true. I can't see your underwears, but I know the texture of the fading colors of mine. Between the two of us are little walls. One of us is a lie. The terror of knowledge. Thank you.
Lagos. A load of angels, gangsters on the streets.
Oh shit!
Daridan, a round of applause for Daridan. One of us is either a liar, Lagos, or each and every one of us here seated. Let me invite Seyi Lasisi to step on forward. Dami Ajayi.
We'll be right back. Baby.